should you rent a car or perhaps a scooter while you're visiting the island of Bermuda? This is Bob from Bucket List Cruise and Travel. We recently rented a car, an electric car, from the folks on Bermuda. There's Bermuda rental cars, and they would hook you up with either scooters or rental cars, and we took an electric rental car. We're going to show you our experiences and the pros and cons of what we associated with that today. So today's car that we rented was an analog quick. It is a very small, and I repeat, it's a very small electric car. It does have air conditioning and heaters, lights, and windshield wipers, but you're going to be in here like a Bermuda bobsled. I rode in the front. Natalie had to ride in the back behind me, just like the Matterhorn at Disney World. Come on over, and I'll take a quick little overview of this little guy. The front seat is where the captain sits. That's where I sat. It was small. I'm not a huge guy. I'm 5'10", about 180, but I fit in there. It has turn signals, lights, hazards, even has a radio. But like I said, it does have air conditioning and electric windows. In the back is where Natalie sat. It is small. Yeah. Now the only problem is it has a limited range. They start you off at about 80, 82 volts, and then when it gets down to 70 volts, you have to shut it down. There's a variety of charging stations all over the island. There's about 8 or 9 of them, and they're strategically located at hotels, and there's one right by the port in St. George, so you can get out and walk around. And charging is not fast either, but if you're there for an hour or two, if you're grabbing lunch or something, you can top off your batteries that way. They're not fast, but the speed limit on Bermuda is rather slow as well. So is it a good way to get around? Absolutely, but you just have to watch your range and plan accordingly.
So here we are in our little, what we're calling our little bobsled, and we're trying to get to the grotto, which is the other side of the island. There's a charging station there, so we'll see how we do. And I am squeezed in the back, but I do have room for a little backpack, barely. You might need to put it on your lap. That's about it. There's not a lot of room. My knees are touching the front seat there. So we are arriving into Hamilton. Our maps are working well. I think we know where we're going. Our car's working good. It's working good. And we have some roundabouts and some traffic coming up. Do pull over whenever we're getting traffic behind us. We're a little more slow moving. But this is Hamilton. And we picked the perfect day to go and do this. That is just gorgeous here. Notice all the walls are made of coral. I mean, it's lined on both sides of the street.
The other car option is the Tarazi Electric, as you see behind me here. The Tarazi is a little bit bigger. You will sit next to each other, so it's a side-by-side configuration. It has 2 windshield wipers, while the little Anog only has 1 windshield wiper. So that'll tell you the size difference immediately. It also has turn signals, headlights, the whole bit, air conditioning. And this range is a little bit longer than it is on the Anog Quick. It does cost you a little bit more when you're renting it, but these were all sold out when we made our reservation. And in fact, we were happy to get the one we got. I believe we got the last car for that day. And I highly recommend you make advance reservations. The whole time we were in Bermuda, there were no cars available unless you already had a reservation.
And no cars unless already booked.
This car also is right-hand drive, as you are driving on the wrong side of the road while you're in Bermuda, at least for us USA people. And that is something to really keep in mind. I only had one issue of driving on the American side of the road while I was here. And it'll come up and get you real quick, let me tell you. Your other option is to rent scooters while you're on the island if you don't have a reservation for a car, or if you'd rather take a scooter. There's two options for the scooters. You can get the economy scooter or the deluxe scooter. There are small differences, mostly size, in the two, and you can rent them for 1, 2, or 3 days while you're on the island. Now, what are the drawbacks of a scooter? How about if it rains? Whoo! Yeah, at least if you're in the car, you have some protection from the elements. And the other thing you will have is helmet head if you're with the scooter, because you're going to be wearing a helmet the entire time you're here. However, the range is unlimited with a scooter. You can take it all the way to the other side of the island. You can go visit St. George. You can visit Turtle Bay, which is magnificent snorkeling. And you don't have to worry about electric charges. There's gas stations all around the island. No advance reservations are needed for scooters, although if you know you're coming and you know you want one, I would reserve one just in case. But there's a lot of scooters available for rental over here. No experience is needed on a motorcycle, or no motorcycle license is required. They will give you a small driving school and then send you off on your way.
Here's the test track.
So, should you rent a car or a scooter while you're in Bermuda? Absolutely. I would recommend a car if you are into comfort. And if you're into adventure, I would go for the scooter. Go all the way to the other side of the island and enjoy your time here. Thanks for watching.